Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sleepy. Welcome back to Danganronpa. Trigger Happy Havoc. So,
shall we continue the debate?
And once I get a... Okay, I made an oopsie, which is I played through up to a certain part, and I sadly picked an answer that I regretted. I don't know what happens if I pick that answer, but I deeply regretted it, and I forget to save beforehand. So I had to play through all the part again up to now. We are now at the same spot where we left off last time, so I know up to a certain point what happens. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. So, let's continue.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't even one fist.
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Fatal injury, yeah.
And more than that, the
So I
victim
know
has
what's
suffered
going
countless
to happen
wounds
when I
across
skip
her
a little bit.
entire body.
Oh, not all those, sorry. Which leaves...
Then shall we continue the debate?
Yeah, this one.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
No, it hasn't.
No, it's wrong.
Yes. No wonder we got that. I got that already.
Mukuro died
In the
because
recording
of the
I
blow to
deleted
the back of the head
I
she
messed
suffered.
up.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
I
The
already know
Monokuma
that.
file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Yep.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with a metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Yeah, she's getting unhinged.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Exactly.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Of course I did. I didn't use my time-traveling powers. What are the titanium arrows? Or was? Or are they these ones?
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something.
So I was
And
apparently
that's
wrong,
what killed her.
right? That Kyoko seemingly was the killer, but she said she wasn't it. Although Monokuma said she
And that
was.
something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Which, if she wasn't, then he's
That's what the
lying.
Cobra
Which
attacked
means
Mukuro
he
with?
would break the rules, but wouldn't matter because Mukuro Ikosaba is dead.
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure?
You'll see what I'm
That
talking about.
sounds...
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Yeah, we know that already. It's duct tape. Oh, you don't know that. Sorry, I know it. It's the bloody duct tape.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
Right.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
It was.
You sure?
Yes.
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Exactly.
It seems like an arrow would just be too...
This was my problem
No,
at the beginning as
it's
well. When I did that the first time, I was like, oh, wait. And then I came to the duct tape.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
A bundle of arrows.
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
No, he wasn't.
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Okay, I will save before I do
Then
the
show us.
thing.
Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I will. I have evidence. Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to that dojo locker. Yeah, it's the key. The wooden thing we found in her room.
I
But
got it.
she couldn't possibly
The
get into
one
her
thing
room,
that
could she?
proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Now I am, Byakuya.
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
Man, I feel like a dick. So before I continue, the thing is, Kyoko will tell a lie, and I exposed her before that, and I feel like a dick now that I'm reading that again, or hearing that again, because she protected me, and I just throw her before the boss. Usually I pick these games like, okay, my decision is my decision, that's my playthrough, but I just couldn't do that with Chidushi. She was protecting me? Then does that mean she... she knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just
Someone who
getting
was cheating.
ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Yeah, so she has Kyoko has a tool which she can open every room, every lock in that school. It's not when the body was found, by the way.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
I'll continue after that.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
That's what she's saying.
You
Because there is.
stated a theory earlier.
Because I was an
You
idiot.
said I hid the evidence of my crime in the
This is a
dojo
trap.
locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Yeah, so that's the thing. See?
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not, but you should understand that.
Byakuya!
Master would never hide something
on.
from me!
There's proof that
You aren't the culprit.
Yes, there is.
No, that's wrong. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
So now the question is she lying? And did she kill the person? I don't think so.
Am I wrong?
Because she said this is a trap. Because she's the only person in this who's really dangerous to the masterminds. It would make
Would
sense
appear not.
for them to frame her.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. This is where I got stuck. Because I'm an idiot, that's why. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? I didn't think that when I chose the answer that I did choose, the spoilers, the trial ended after that and she was convicted, even though I don't believe she was the killer. That's the thing. I think Monokuma set her up. So I replayed that just now to get to the point where I am now, so I can believe her, not expose her, and see what Monokuma does. Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? Yeah, we know what she said. We know what she said. It's a trap. It's a trap. The mastermind's trap. The mastermind's trying to trap Kyoko. But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... Yeah, oh yeah, I'm having a mental breakdown. The mastermind's trap. The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The masterminds. I'm not gonna run, I'm just gonna... What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Oh, I can't save. Okay. I let it go. I pursued the lie. So I would let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko
Well,
mentioned.
does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Yes.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it.
Oh yeah, and Monokuma just abruptly ended the trial. He's like, oh yeah, time's up because we were too late. That was also very suspicious.
I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
Yeah, only you.
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
Exactly.
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
Huh?
It had
Oh.
to be Makoto, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
You mean the color of the room?
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it It's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Okay, so the same things happen.
Huh?
Time's up! Class trials all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay?
Oh, no.
Everyone, please
I died
vote
this time?
using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
So I was supposed to betray her? Oh, this wasn't there last time. So I was correct in not betraying her. I got a couple of coins.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
No way. Is that like a lose-lose thing? So I'm the one right now this time. And it's correct? What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. Sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You've got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all other class trials, and I'm gonna end the same. It ended the same way.
Thrills!
It's
chills,
time for your
kills!
heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, what do I... Oh no. Kyoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
You did kill her? Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
What? Wait, that's a game over. Yeah, that's a game over. What? Wait, what? Again, wait, what? What will happen? Oh no. Oh, is this a rocket? That I saw from the beginning? Oh no, this is not the rocket. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Please don't do that. Oh no. Oh, it explains to me how I will die. Oh no. So wait, so I have to choose her or run away? That doesn't make any sense. Like at all. After school lesson. Oh no, what? This doesn't make any sense. Why would that be the thing? So I have to kill. Why is there examination going on that chalkboard? That doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Alter ego? Fuck. Just what the fuck's going on? Wait, you made the... That's on purpose. Oh, Monokuma is confused. And I'm sturdy as a... I will not die from that fall. Definitely not. Oh, that's so cool. So that was supposed to happen.
What?
Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is
ego. Alter ego? Is there some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe
It would
this.
seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. Yeah, the miscalculation from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words,
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us.
Why are you talking like you already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage pit in a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world.
So the mastermind is the ultimate despair. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko. What's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not once being trapped at this time. Huh?
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Oh, I knew I should have trusted Toko. The massive high school towers all over the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the top, the creme de la creme, essentially, into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. Oh, that's the Monokuma symbol, right? There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It would be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever. It wouldn't be weird, but what was I doing asleep just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever seen before. What the heck is going on? Oh, it's really a garbage heap. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. I was going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died. No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Like this. Rattle, rattle. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was take a nap. Oh, take a nap! I knew it! Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Did they give me food? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down there? I carefully stretched out my hand toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash. Rude. Before she even merged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Oh,
It
you have
smells
ramen in your hair.
awful.
This place smells awful. Kyoko,
Indeed.
you look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So,
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage on your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me
Hey.
again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Ugh, that really hit the spot. Now, I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. It really isn't. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
so
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
you...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say a thing. Well, yeah, for the second time. I feel so bad now for doing that. For exposing her. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I
abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen. Not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive.
In other words...
So that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for a very important reason. Oh, come on, tell me. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... Oh yeah, she said she has memory loss. Then, is it really true? You lost your memory.
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation with myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow, they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you.
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories can be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
Sorry, second. Had to yawn. That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should
Another mental breakdown.
understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never ask you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Wait, I have to talk to her again. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own, so how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Is he the ultimate detective? Or private investigator or something like that? You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. Yes, I knew it! Ah, I knew it from the very beginning. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective.
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy. There was someone I had to find here in this school. Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Oh shit! Didn't I say that she's like the daughter of the headmaster or something, or like related to him? Or did I just think that in one of the other episodes? Because he's my father. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster. I think the correct plural would be Hope. Oh no, Hope's Peak. Yeah, okay, it's called Hope's Peak Academy. Never mind. Then that explains. When Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. Yeah, she reacted very personally back then, I remember now. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't a mastermind, but I didn't say that I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy.
I found it in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant to faculty use.
For faculty use, I read that.
Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have been have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors.
So,
What was it like? That part of school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever is going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined.
what do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see for yourself. And I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough.
It sounds like it must be important and really ominous. Okay. Continue. Why are you stopping?
However...
Of course. Oh yeah, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikosaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either.
I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikosaba was to get me killed.
Oh, and I played right into his hands. Oh no, I feel so bad. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly.
With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by school regulations. Is it an AI?
Hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikosaba. What is that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. It could have been... I could have become the victim.
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean...
Oh shit.
during the night? I can hear them, you know? The footsteps of the God of Death.
What?
I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me to cases just like this.
Anyway...
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away as I followed it. I saw the shadow go into your room.
So you also killed me as
Correct.
well?
I ran into your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to do with the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me.
That's much exposition.
So all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think.
But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want, if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you, because they don't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words...
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Umuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they are the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. They are,
Indeed.
make no mistake, they are the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5, 100 Mile Dash. Oh, pain of a junk food junkie, okay. All intact. To be continued. Boom! Now I will. I got a giant Monokuma dildo. That's a Dream Island rocket, of course. Yes, I want to save. 5 alive. So. The ultimate despair. No, I will end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. My name is Sleepy, and I hope you have a good night.